Well, I've been in Arsenal since the age of 5. So that was my first, a long time. So I've been at Arsenal since 5, and then I've been at Arsenal ever since. I love the club, so.
Miguel Azeez, so that tells you that you have an interesting and if you like, complex background. Tell us a little bit about your family.
Well, I was born in England, so I'm technically English, but my mum is Spanish and my dad's Nigerian. So I've got all 3 different nationalities in me. So it just keeps me well diverse as well. Be able to speak different languages soon. And I've got 3 different nationalities in me, which is good.
You're one of those hateful kids that are very, very good at every sport that they try.
Yeah, in school, in sports day, I would have won everything. Every single task I would have won.
You decided very soon that you wanted to be a footballer. How does that start?
Well, as long as I remember, I've always loved football. So it's kind of something I was good at as a young boy. So I just pursued it, and I have the passion for football. So I love football. So football is my passion. And my parents, they always say, if you love something, then you should pursue it with all your passion. So they found out that I love football, so they just nurtured me in that, and it's always gave me belief and to believe in myself and just carry on doing the things I love to do.
And with your brother, was it a bit of a competition going on, or were you pushing each other in a kind of nice way?
We push each other in the healthiest way possible because we both love each other. So we both want each other to be the best we can be. So that's why I said in training, we always push each other as hard as we can. And if he does something that I know he can do better, I'll tell him, do it again, do it better. And same vice versa, he do it to me as well.
To go from scoring all the goals possible to actually the position you're in, which, tell us about it first. Well, where do you play? Where do you feel more comfortable on?
I'm a midfielder.
I've always said that I'm a midfielder, so I could do holding midfield, attacking midfield, or just central. But at the moment, I'm mainly playing as a CDM, so like a number 6 or an 8. But I've always said that I can do all 3 as well as I can do. But I'm a midfielder. Obviously, I love scoring goals as well, so I will naturally get forward even if I'm playing as a 6, which is sometimes not good, obviously. But yeah.
Well, as long as you've got the legs for it, you can do everything. In fact, you're supposed to score from that 6 or 8 position, aren't you? So.
Yeah.
No, but somebody said, "Oh yeah, you score a lot of goals and you probably do everything when you play with your mates, but we want you to start learning this position, a deeper position." Who was the one that told you that?
Per Mertesacker, because he said he's seen like a specific trait that I have, which is obviously I've got a good range of passing as well as I could run a lot. So he said that there could be an opportunity for you in the first team in that position, hopefully. And yeah, it's just up for me to keep working hard and just nurturing my game and just improving in all aspects of my game in that position, and also taking the advice that they've given me.
What age were you went from playing with your mates to actually go to an academy, a serious academy? What age were you?
Well, I've been at Arsenal since the age of 5, so that was my first, a long time. So I've been at Arsenal since 5, and then I've been at Arsenal ever since. I love the club, so I just carried on working hard, but each year just been improving and just listening to feedback I've been getting from coaches and just nurturing my game.
Was there ever a possibility of choosing which academy to go to or moving to another academy, and it's like, no, but I'm Arsenal?
Well, obviously, when I was around 5 years old, you try like a lot of clubs when you're young, but there was like Chelsea, like West Ham, other clubs as well, but I've always loved Arsenal. Arsenal was the club that I support, it's the club that I love, so it was a no-brainer, it was an easy decision for me when they wanted me to join them.
Every year you learn something. I think when you're 5, all you do is you have to learn not to follow the ball everywhere.
Yeah.
Same as 6, same as 7. Then at 8, I guess you start changing. So do you remember how your evolution was to where you are now, more or less?
Well, Arsenal, we have a philosophy of how we play. So we love to make the ball, similar to Barcelona, to make the ball do the work. So then, more or less from under 9s is where more structured play came in. So where it was more staying in position, making sure other players around you are working together as a team to make sure that the team has the best outcome possible. But when you're younger, it's all about, oh, I love football, I want to play, I want to dribble past those players and score. But mainly as you get older, from under 9s, you start to realise that there's more to football than just running with the ball. It's more about position and your teammates and your awareness on the pitch as well.
And you will be the kind of guy that at 9, 10, after you finish training, you'll have the ball under your arm and then just keep playing at home?
Yeah. I love football, so whenever there's an opportunity to play football, I will do it. Even before training, after games, I'd always just play football with whoever's there, even my brother as well, especially, and my dad. Yeah, I love football, so whenever there's an opportunity, I'll play.
Now, it gets to a point where you are in a professional academy where something that you did for fun becomes something else. Some kids call it a job, or they say, well,
Yeah.
it's more structured, so it's not so much about the passion, but it's about learning.
Yeah.
Was there a change in what football meant to you at some point, and when was that?
Football for me has always meant the same. I love it, so even if it's structured, I'll carry on. Like, my feeling about football wouldn't change. But as you get older, it's more about winning titles and points, etc. But my love for the game has always been the same. I love football, so I'd always play and enjoy it. Even if it's like a competitive game, I'd always enjoy the competitive edge.
Playing football is your passion, and
Yeah.
with that's what drives you. Is there anything else, as in you have a dream, something that you think of just before falling asleep, thinking,
Yeah.
what is the dream?
For me, I would love to be the best football player in the world because I think I have the attributes and I have the work rate. So it's up to me to carry on working hard, and I would love to win lots of titles with my club and my country as well. That's the dream for me, is being the best player in the world.
You wouldn't be surprised to hear that having done the biographies of Messi and Ronaldo,
Yeah.
at the same age, perhaps even younger, they said similar things.
Yeah.
Never doubted that they could do it.
No.
That's the most important thing.
Mm.
It sounds like you never doubted that this is this is your journey that you
Yeah.
decide to embark yourself on, and
Yeah.
there's no doubt about it.
No, I never doubt myself because if you have doubt, then it's kind of hard to reach your top potential because you need to believe in yourself always. And that's always what my parents, my dad and my mum have told me, just to believe in yourself and carry on working towards a dream because nothing's impossible.
You are international.
Yeah.
When was your first call from the federation?
Well, there was under-15s training camp. That was like a few years ago, I think 3 years ago. That was my first experience with England.
So somebody called you home, or was it at the
It was
club?
an email. It was an email that I think I got after training one time that you've been selected to have a training camp with England, and I was just buzzing. So looking forward to getting started with them.
So you get the email. First of all, do you think like, is somebody having a joke with me, or did you thought, no, this is the thing that should happen to me?
Obviously, I was delighted. I was over the moon. I remember it distinctively. I was in the front room, and then my dad called me over, and I saw on the laptop there was an email from England, and I was just like jumping with joy because obviously it's the country. It's the biggest thing possible. So I was just buzzing and looking forward to getting started.
So you've been international with England until what age? We're under 18s as well?
Under 18s, yeah.
And imagine this situation, right? That Spain, who I know, I can tell you, they're looking into the possibility of perhaps calling you up at some point as they see in your potential.
Mm-hmm.
They call you up. What happens then?
Well, it'll be an honor to play for any country that I'm affiliated with, but I always believe that I have to keep my options open. But at the moment, obviously, playing for any country is a dream that any child has. So to get called up from any country will be an honor for me. But I have to obviously keep my options open as well. But as I said, it'll be an honor. You've
got a lot of talented young players coming through the English quarry. And they open the doors for them. You must feel that if an opportunity is there, you will be seen and you will be given a chance. You feel that from England, yes?
Yeah, I feel that because there's a lot of young talent, especially you've seen the likes of Jadon Sancho, Phil Foden, Tammy Abraham. There's a lot of good youngsters that have been given a chance by Gareth Southgate. So I feel like if you carry on working hard and just prove your talent, then you'll get an opportunity soon.
But I've been told by the Spanish Federation to work my magic, and let's go into how you play and why I think you should become a Spanish international. the way you keep the ball head up, it's not all running at 100 miles. You have what we call the pause, the ability to stop and see, and you always seem to have a lot of space around you, which means that you think about what you do and your movements. What else can you tell me about how you play?
Because well, what you just said there is because one of my idols is Busquets, and the way he plays is just like I think he's the best hard midfielder like for a very long time, and the way he plays is like he always seems to have space around him. He always seems to be one step ahead. Always plays with his head up, and for me, I like to embed some of his game into my game. So I feel like when players run at 100 miles an hour all the time, they can't really look at what's going on. So sometimes you need to play with a bit of composure. And yeah, for example, Patrick Vieira is a good player in that position, had a bit of attributes like that as well. And I also think that for me, I'm able to shoot from long distance, so I like to score. I like to score long range goals as well.
You said earlier you like to score, you
Yeah.
like to pass. In fact, what gives you more pleasure out of the two?
Scoring and passing. Well, I think a good assist for me. I love like assisting as well, but I think the assist for me is better than the scoring sometimes because it just gives me more satisfaction, especially as a midfielder. The perfect assist is always good.
The best assist you've ever given?
I think it's one of the games against Chelsea. I might have got the ball from a deep position, and then I did a driven pass in between like four players, and then it went to the striker and he finished it. And obviously, it was in a cup competition as well, so it was good for me.
That is something that Busquets does. Maybe not the last pass, but certainly one that leaves four players behind. And are you surprised that when football looks at giving awards, he's never, not even close to winning them. In fact, he's never in the list for the best 30 or 40 or 50 players in the world. Are you surprised about that?
I think if the awards were based on if the players did the awards, I think he would be up there because the players appreciate what he does. Obviously, fans just see the one that shoots and scores most of the time, but the players and the coaches appreciate the player that can break the line with four passes with one touch, and I think players appreciate that more than the fans at the moment. But that's that's the main thing.
He's got a couple of things more, hasn't he, Busquets? And I wonder if you have it as well. He steps up for pressure, so he's the one dictating and triggering the pressure. So he's going, everybody goes. Do you have to do that job at the under-18s at Arsenal as well?
Yeah, because most of the time I can see what's in front of me. So when I go, then most of the time we go as well. But sometimes it's the strikers that dictate the pressure as well because they're the first line. So, but then they'll get a call from behind to say whether we can go or whether we should stay because I can see what's going on from behind.
The other thing that he has is what word can we use? Is intelligent, as in tactically intelligent, as in he knows when to commit a foul because that's the best thing for the team, and that's something that you cannot just brush aside. Is a very important part of the game. Have you got that already too?
Yeah, I've got too many yellow cards this season from tactical fouls. I think I have like 6 or 7 yellow cards in like 15 games, which is most of the time it's tactical fouls. But I understand that it's important because you have to stop a team from breaking, and it's vital.
We have to improve on how to do it then, so you don't get seen.
Yeah. Sometimes I just wipe them out, which is not how you do it. You should just pull the shirt or a little clip around the foot.
Any feedback you got from the first team coach that sort of sets one or two, I don't know, keys to you or clues?
Yeah, Freddie said just keep training the way you're training and just keep believing in yourself. Even Steve Bold as well, he's a 23's manager, just to keep playing the way I'm playing because definitely exposure will come. Also, Per Mertesacker as well. He's told me just to keep believing in yourself because an opportunity will arise in the first team for you and just take it with both hands when you get it.
I tell you what you have to say to Arteta to impress him. As soon as you see him, you say, "Hey, Mikel, ¿qué pasa, hombre? ¿Qué pasa? Que soy Miguel."
Yeah, I'll do that, I'm sure.
And he'll go like, "What? Where am I?"
No Spanish, does he?
Yeah, he brings with him something that he's learned via being with Pep Guardiola, plus having been at Arsenal, being a captain, all those things that I think we're still not seeing enough of because he's in a process to improve the side. But that can only benefit you, to have somebody like that that understands what you're bringing on the table.
Yeah.
It's a big benefit because he understands the game as well as obviously being an assistant to Pep Guardiola, who's one of the best managers, I think. So it's just a different look on football and how football is evolving as well all the time.
You look at games, student games, and just videos that the club give you, or you just look into YouTube?
Both.
Yeah, both. We have a site that records our games, so when after a game we can look back at the game as well, and also YouTube as well, just to look at different games, especially El Clasico. That's one where tactical genius comes out, technical genius, all this geniuses come out in that game. So I love to study football because I feel like if you're a student of football, then your brain is more sharp towards the game.
Do you read books as well?
I do, but not often at the moment. No.
I'm gonna send you the Pep Guardiola biography, the Messi biography, the Ronaldo biography, but they're big books. but they all have similar paths to you in that they never doubt. This for the three of them, and they actually want more all the time. You feel that's part of your makeup as well, that you never fully contented?
No, I'm never satisfied with what I do. I always feel like if there's more to do, I will do it. So I'm always first to train and last to leave, always doing the extras that I can do to make myself the best possible player. I feel like that needs to be your mindset if you want to be the best.
And what would be things that you need to improve on, you think?
For me, it's the defensive side of my game sometimes. So just maybe 1v1 defending. But with my brother in the park, we've been doing a lot of 1v1 defending just to improve that side of my game. Because if I'm good in if my all-round game is good, then that may be the best possible player I could be.
But I imagine the hours that your parents have put into taking you to training, something that, can you ever thank them?
You can't really, not physically, no. You just have to be grateful for it and always try and do the best you can to repay them in a sort of sense. You have to just keep doing the things you have to do, keep working extremely hard, and that's the way I thank them. But I'm always grateful for what they've done for me.
I'd like to invite your parents, who are hiding somewhere, Femi and Micah, to come in, because as we were saying earlier, part of the attraction of seeing a player like you, who is English but also Nigerian and also Spanish, is to see where you come from and what's made you aware of your roots and aware of what you've got around you. So thank you very much for your time. It's good to see you here. And I think we've got a bit of an idea of what kind of parents you are, because we heard that you dedicated time to both of your kids for their football careers. But give us more. Tell us what you have to do as a parent when you actually realise that your two kids are talented. What do you do?
I don't think there's a secret. I think the key thing is supporting your kids. The key thing is obviously having a support unit that works for everyone, a good understanding, good relationship as a family. I don't think it would work if my wife was not there, and it wouldn't work if I wasn't there, because there've been touring and throwing, and there've been some sacrifices, and there've been times where obviously she did a lot of train rides whilst I was at work, and if she was the type of person that didn't want to do it, it would have never happened. So obviously, as a father to Miguel and my older boy, I'm just conscious that actually she's been very instrumental in all of this. So, and I know Miguel knows this. But yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a secret. I think any parent would do more or less what we've done. I do believe there has to be that support between and understanding between both of us, for it to work, for taking them, really, because it's not easy. Especially when there's a time, there's a clockwork. Okay, if it's 5 minutes past, oh my God, the bus is coming at 20 past. You need to get there at a specific time. So all of these things. So it's that good understanding, good working relationship, and a partnership. That's the word I was looking for. I kept thinking of the right word. There's a great partnership has been along the way.
Yeah, definitely. And also, it's an opportunity for him. So it would be easy for us to say, actually, I'm quite tired. I've been at work all day. Not taking you to training, but we know that's the best for him, and that's his dream, and it's a unique opportunity, because how many kids are out there who would love to be in his position, And as I say, it will be easy for us to say, I'm so tired, no, I'm not taking you. What about tomorrow? But we just keep going because we are, you know, a role model as well. So,
Yeah.
you know, we just have to encourage him and be strong for them.
Yeah.
Would it be like the biggest day, or perhaps one of the biggest days of your lives, the day he makes his debut with the first team of Arsenal?
Of course. I mean, how many, as Micah said a minute ago, how many kids can say they even done half what Miguel has done? And it's not about what other kids have done or not. Obviously, Miguel has a dream, you know, and hopefully he makes his debut. This will be a milestone in his career. And what we're looking at, hopefully for him, is to just achieve his career, you know, achieve his dreams, you know, and obviously there comes a point that in any profession, anything you do in life, you know, day one of something. So if when he makes his debut, hopefully that's day one of many more, you know. So that's how we look at it. Definitely as a partnership, you know. Yes, of course it's nice, but as you know, yeah, it's you know, there's one thing making the debut, and the next thing is to be consistent, you know, and having longevity, you know, and that's the key thing, you know. And it's not at all costs either. You know, the key in all of this is to enjoy what you're doing. We always say to both Femi and Miguel, just enjoy what you're doing. You know, of course, we appreciate, you know, achievements, because, and I do believe achievements need to be celebrated as well. And I think that's what you were more or less saying earlier on. Achievements need to be celebrated. And of course, you know, that'll be, I can imagine I'll probably pop a few champagnes and you know, I don't can't say it properly in Spanish. But, yeah.
So how is it, Femi, that you haven't taken him to Nigeria yet?
Well, that's because I haven't been to Nigeria myself for ages. Yeah, that's. I mean, Nigeria is another topic entirely. I mean, I love Nigeria. I mean, obviously I'm Nigerian, and the thing about the culture is we don't pretend to be anything else. I don't. I can't speak Yoruba fluently, so I don't even try and pretend to say to both my boys that actually no, you have to speak Yoruba when I can't speak it properly myself. So in terms of a culture, I mean that's, you know, Spain, going to Spain is easier, you know. So in terms of having the Spanish side of things, you obviously speak to Abuela and Noela quite regularly, and you know they don't particularly speak English, so that helps Miguel. But in terms of Nigeria, I mean, oh my God, I haven't been to Nigeria since 1988. You know, so that's a long time, and it's one of those things that I need to do. You just reminded me again. I need to do it. And every year passes. I'm like, oh my God, I have to do this.
And Miguel, you're looking forward to it, no, Miguel?
Yeah, it'll be another experience.
And a half, yes.
Micah, I'm trying my best so he actually ends up playing for Spain. I'm trying. I know that there are forces playing in different directions here, but can you imagine? Can you imagine for a second?
That'd be amazing. That would be like, I don't know. I can't even explain the feeling of thinking that he might be playing for Spain. It would be a dream come true, not just for him, for all of us.
We'll keep an eye on you and the developments, and I hope that everything goes very well in your career.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sorry that I had to just pop out. There's someone at the door just now, but no, thank you very much. We're very, very happy.